Hi, this is Kim Pinkney, and I draw every day, but I don't upload every day. So uh, I'm practicing on watercolor paper on how to better use my Crayola markers in different situations. This particular drawing was just a doodle to get me warmed up. I'll probably color her in later, but I thought she was really cute, so I decided to just draw it and wait for some inspiration later on how I want to approach coloring her. So on the next couple pictures, I'm going to show a few of my examples of some practices that I do in my spare time. A lot of it I do on my lunch hour between before work and then after work, and there are a lot of just doodles on faces and stuff. This guy, I just want to try to establish some sort of character for my next stories, and that's what these guys are. This one here, I wanted to create a character with plugs in his hair. He's a futuristic character who can plug into virtually any kind of electronic device, and his dreadlocks are pretty much in the shape of plugs, so he's pretty much named Plugs. And I was trying to work out a look for him, either between being a teenager or an adult. This is the adult version. I have a teenage version that I was playing with, but I'm still just trying to figure out if I do a webcomic, how would it look? What kind of style would I be drawing in? So I'm just doing like a whole bunch of doodles, trying to figure out what I want to do. I know that I want to try to do it in with the Crayolas, possibly, and then probably just bring it into Photoshop and enhance colors as I need to. But that was how I would do that. When I tease out the color, I put an outline on and I pretty much tease out the color. This one also is just a random drawing, just trying to practice with the Crayola markers. I will draw just a basic picture, and then I'll outline it, and then I'll use a water brush to just tease out the colors. And then as it dries, I'll come back over with the colors again and try to layer them that way. And here you see me just pretty much, I created a palette by just dripping some of the color off of the markers, and just pretty much going back over and teasing more color out. And it's a pretty quick way to color your characters. I wanted to see how much detail I wanted to put into this, and the watercolor paper takes the Crayola markers really well. So if you're going to try this technique, definitely use watercolor paper. You don't have to use any baby oil or anything. Now I was also thinking of using the Crayola colored pencils to also bring an additional depth to the picture. So every now and then you'll see a colored pencil, and I'm just trying to make a little bit more depth with the color, just to give it a little bit more punch, a little bit more subtleties. So both of the two do work very well together. Now this one here, I've just did a doodle, and then I just outlined it with the dark brown, and you see me teasing out some of the colors to give the depth to the face, using like a little area and bringing it out. I'm avoiding the lines around the face, and will probably use them as I need them. But you see how I'm pretty much bringing out color with my water brush. I found it easier to use the water brush than a regular brush. You could use a regular brush, but I like it because it's like I don't have to keep dipping it in water. The water's already there and it flows nicely. If I need a lot more water, I just squeeze it a little bit and it brings out more. And this was I just wanted to see how far I could go with just what I had on here. Also, I wanted to test how well the colors blended together. I know how well they blend, but I wanted to see how it would look on with this watercolor paper. So you'll find that when you're using the Crayola black, it comes out kind of like a bluish tone. And the way I make the black on here is I would pretty much use an underlayer of blue and then brown and then layer it again with black, and that gives me a little bit more depth. I'm also using the multicultural markers and the Crayola Super Tips. And that's what I got out of this one. And I just added a little bit more water. Now once you start teasing out the color and you let it dry, you can't really move it after that. The best time to get your color is when it's wet, like you just laid down your marker and then you tease it out. Now I'm going to do his hair, and I want to kind of give him like a little afro. And I'm using the blue, and then I'm going to go over it with the brown. And I'm just making little swirls, just to give him his hair a little thickness. And also to color in some of the white of the paper, I would go around with the water brush and darken that in if I needed to. And then I'll go back over either with the blue or with the brown or the black to make it darker. I just wanted to practice on mixing colors on the screen and on this paper, and I'm loving it on the paper. But I'm running out really quickly doing these little doodles. So what I ended up doing was buying a sketch pad from a dollar store, and I didn't like how the colors moved on the sketch pad. As a matter of fact, it didn't move at all. So I tried doing like a little droplet and using that, but I didn't want the paper to buckle, because the paper that I did buy was something that was more for dry media. So you got to be very aware of what kind of paper you're using. Here are some of the ones that I did before work, and I was testing the brown and the blue, and then just trying different skin tones and things like that, and just a doodle before work. All these were like done on my lunch hour, well, lunch half hour. And then a couple that I did today, and then some that I were in work. I like that one the best. But yeah, this is pretty much what I was pretty much doing. Alrighty, well, thank you so much for watching, and the next one I'm going to do is going to be an Artist Loft image with their watercolor pencils. And if you like what you see, or would like to see some more, please suggest, like, subscribe.